Hi everybody. Hope you guys are doing okay. This video today is a continuation of the video that I had uploaded earlier about postpartum depression. The aim of this video is to make you guys understand what postpartum depression is. I will be talking about myself today, and by talking about sharing my story with you, even if I can convince one person to understand, accept, and realize that there might be a problem, uh, it would just be, I would be really happy. Okay, so postpartum depression and depression are pretty much the same thing. It's just that postpartum happens after having a baby, and depression can happen to you at any point in time in your life. It could be hereditary, and it could be something that just was there in your genes. It can be either way. So, depression doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen to you like you get a flu. It's not viral. You're not going to wake up in the morning with depression. That's not how it works. It's like cancer. It's a slow process. It's going to be like a small spot somewhere, and then it's going to start growing and growing and growing. And if untreated, it's going to kill you, pretty much. If you don't give it chemotherapy and radiation, and if you don't address the problem at the right time, it's it's fatal, right? So pretty much the same thing. Uh, Depression is the worst things of, or the most horrendous of nightmares coming to life. Anxiety, phobias, panic attacks. Uh, your reality changes. Everything about your reality will change. Slowly and gradually, you will have uh, more negative thoughts. You will be not able to handle pressure well. You will not be able to socialize very well. You will have thoughts about people talking bad about you. You will think nobody thinks good about you. You will have the lowest self esteem that you can imagine. You will not be able to function. You will not be able to feel happy. You will start questioning everything that makes you happy. You will think you are being ungrateful. You will think you're being unhappy. You're being thankless to God. That also comes from the fact that everybody or anybody that you will talk to about feelings is going to be reinforcing these thoughts because they don't know anything better, including your husband or your mother or your father or anybody, because that's what you feel. That's what they feel. Because look at yourself. You live in a 500 yards house in defense. You drive a great car. You wear the best clothes. Go for a holiday every year. Your kids are going to a good school. Kids are normal, everything's fine, you have a good loving husband, you have a good financial income, there's no problem. So what else can they tell you? That you are not being grateful, or you are not close enough to God, or pray more, or the worst is faragat, this is the devil. An empty mind is a devil's paradise. That's the best thing that they'll tell you. The most stereotypical answer that your husband will give you is, you're just too free. You're a desperate housewife. If you are a housewife, then you'll be a desperate housewife. And he will tell you to go do charity work so you can see how badly people are living. All of those things. But that's not true, because you're not being ungrateful. You have no idea what's going to follow if you don't address it. Um, Phobias like something bad's going to happen. Panic attacks of not being able to go places, or being completely numb in your whole body looking at something, or just not being able to handle things. Um, it comes, and it's horrible. It's horrible. It's like you'd rather be dead than be in those situations. You'd rather be in your room, in your bed, close your eyes, and not not get out of there. I used to tell my mother this. So my downward spiral started last year, and I went through it for an entire year, and I was really scared of people finding out. I was scared of disclosing it to my family. I was scared of disclosing it to my husband's family. I just thought, what are they going to think? They're going to think I'm mad, um, or they're going to think I've lost my mind, or etc. etc. Or my husband will leave me, or he doesn't come from that school of thought where mental illness is accepted. They just think it's, oh, she's crazy, that kind of thing. um, and those fears were also part of that that depression and the scary feeling that I had. And I didn't know what to do. But then I thought, okay, if all of this is happening to me and I'm all in this all alone, and if he cannot support me, then what's the point of being a spouse? There's no point. If your husband or your better half cannot understand and accept and respect the fact that you have a problem and they cannot address it with you, then they're not your spouse. You don't deserve them, really. You don't. Because if something like that was happening to them, you probably won't leave them, right? You probably stick with them and stay there and pray for them day and night and make sure that they're okay. So, yeah, and so it was a bad place. And I'm happy that things turned out the way they did. I feel better now. I am in a better place. But it was a horrible place. There's no defining it. There is no defining it. There's no. You. I'm sorry. You just don't want to be there. You just don't want to be there. You want to be in a happy place. You want to be in a happy place. But the thing is, if you are in that place, if you're in that hole, you need to find somebody and talk to somebody, please. That's the motive of making this group, of giving you that push, of forcing you, of of requesting you to find help, please, because you have kids. I'm talking to the moms. You have kids, right? So you have to have that courage. Please, just find that courage. कुछ नहीं होगा. You have to find the courage to talk to somebody and find help. Because if you're not there, then your kids cannot be raised the way you would raise them. And that question will always be there. What happened to our mom and why? And if it kills you, it really can kill you. If it does, then nobody would know that it wasn't you. It was the disease, right? So just find that courage. And if at all you don't have somebody to talk to, if you have that thought of not knowing what to do, please message me. If at all, if there's nobody else, find a friend, find a confidant, find a khala, puppy, somebody. There has to be somebody. And tell them your story. Tell them what's happening to you. And share your story. And if you don't find anybody, I'm here. I'm going to listen to your story. Text me. I will try to respond to you as soon as possible. But please, just find help. If it's postpartum or it's otherwise, it's other depression, which makes you think bad thoughts, if it makes you think of killing yourself, it makes you think that the whole world is falling apart. It makes you think that you're no good. If it makes you think that the world would be better without you, All of these thoughts are bad thoughts. And they're not true. It's they're not real. It's just that you're not well. You need help. You really do. And just think about your children. That's it. Just think about your kids. That's all I have to say for today. I hope it helps somebody. I really do hope that this helps somebody.